Hello, hello, hello. Spastic streamer. Yeah. Well, all my camera's out of adjustment. Everything's out of adjustment. I am out of adjustment. All right. So, what I'm doing, I guess I need to stop the music. Huh? Right. So, what I'm doing is just trying to get some of the lighting set right because I'm not going to be able. Well, I guess that's not too dark, is it? Oh, yeah, that looks all right. All right. First off, I want to give an appreciation out to those folk who've liked over on Facebook, and a couple of folk who have joined the new YouTube channel for the Spastic Simmer, and those who have come by and followed here on Twitch. And of course, yeah, we're going to start dead up 10 o'clock Central now. I am aware that 10 o'clock Central for us here in North Texas is 9 a.m. for the East Coast, or well, I'm sorry, 11 a.m. for the East Coast, and like 8 a.m. for the West Coast. So this is kind of why the schedule is a little fluid. We're going to kind of try to adjust where it needs to be. For now, I'm going to try to do a 1 hour stream daily. I'm not talking to you, Google. All right, come on. But yeah, I'm going to try to do like a 1 hour stream daily and kind of see where it goes from there. And I've had, I know everybody and their hound dog does uh, simming 101, Sim 4 101. Well, I kind of have a little bit of a different approach to things. And just so you know, if anybody joins the Discord, we definitely appreciate it. Got some rules out there. Um, my wife has developed a boatload of bots for games and such on our Discord channel. That coding is a little bit above my pay grade. I don't have a pay grade. Right. So here we are. We are 10 a.m. Guess I can get rid of that. All right. Welcome to the Spastic Streamer. If anybody posts anything in the chat area, give me a moment to see it because it's on the monitor here. If you have any questions, by all means, let me know. If you watched my first stream, well, it was a bit of a cluster. I'll own that. It was a bit of a cluster. Um, as it appeared, I didn't have all the mods removed that I thought I had removed, so that's what I spent yesterday doing, is removing mods. So what we're going to do this morning, I've had, requests from some friends to do a Sim 101. And please keep in mind, I've only been playing Sims for, probably 4, maybe almost 5 years. I am absolutely not a Sim guru. I did, however, on the Discord page, there's a slot for cheats and workarounds and ideas. So if you guys join the Discord and y'all want to start chatting about different cheats and different workarounds, there is a slot for that. I guess I'm supposed to call it a group for that over in Discord. Yeah, so Well, I'm the old guy, the spastic simmer. Um, I am working on primers and my memory, so sometimes I do forget what I'm doing. Feel free to giggle at me if you like. It kind of helps me get through it. So here we go. Um, Sims 101. Right. So if you can't hear me, or if I need to, hey Cindy, if I need to make some changes in lighting or something like that, let me know. Of course, I'm streaming through OBS to Twitch, so if anything freaks out on the stream and I don't see it, somebody reach through the digital world and smack me. Right. Here we go. If everything's going to work right. Yeah, looky there. I still gotta figure out how to get that full screen. It's full screen on my monitor, but I haven't yet figured out how to get it full screen, blah blah, in OBS without it cutting some of it off. Aggravating, to say the least. Anyway, right. So, Sim 101. This is your start screen. I'm sure most of you have at least probably made it past this screen. But there are a few tips and tricks that I learned along the way prior to building my gaming rig, and I want to kind of walk you guys through that this morning. Step one, of course, this is your home page. They now have packs and kits, and well, yeah, the kits are okay. Um, Granted, I only bought two of them. I really love the kitchen kit. Um, I hope they get Bush the Dust kit fixed because I happen to think the little dust bunnies are cute. They're fun, but there's entirely too many of them at one time. And throw pack fit kit, um, folks, I remember. Oh my God, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Damn, I'm old. Anyway, um, so yeah, I remember all of those times, and I just saw no sense in it. But under your under your packs, this is where it's going to show you if you're missing any packs or stuff packs or anything of that nature. You'll notice right here. Oh, well, that's funny. No, toddler. There it is. Toddler. It says unowned. Well, I don't toddle in my game. Don't have anything against kids. They're cute. I do watch my wife play. She's a console player, and she's done the 100 baby challenge, and she's done the this and the done that challenge, and quite frankly, it made my head hurt. So, um, I saw no sense in the toddler kit, but hey, you guys that love kids, y'all rock them. But this is where you can see the kits, the stuff packs and the packs and what have you that you have and that you don't have. And frankly, I believe that's the only one I don't have. I do understand there's supposed to be some kind of pack or expansion pack or stuff pack or something. I've been watching people like Little Simsy. Absolutely love her stuff. Um, and Simmer Aaron. I watch a lot of her stuff, as well as Pixelate, and I mean, there's a few others. I've got a whole watch list of sim gurus that I watch. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at, and I want to look at the gallery. Now, let's don't look at the gallery. That's jumping ahead. Let's go into. I want to go into options, and I want to go into game options. Now, you're going to notice there are some areas that you cannot get into until you're actually in game, until you actually have the game up. But before you get started, there are a few things that you want to check. Game options, for example. Um, because I am on a computer with three monitors, it's my personal computer. Uh, I have my TV connected above, another monitor to the left, and this is my center monitor here, of course. So I put mine on windowed. Now, once I actually get in game, I'll expand windowed to full screen, but I'll do it up here on the restore up or restore down screen. I have found that full screen and windowed full screen, if you select those, generally does not give you access to your other monitor. Now, I haven't seen that 100%. On my living room computer, I've got full screen all the way, and I can zip back and forth between the two monitors. Quite frankly, I think it has a lot to depend on your video card, your configuration setup, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to get into all of that. Of course, you want your resolution to match. If you're running a multi-monitor system, you want your video resolution to match the monitor as close as possible on the monitor you're playing on. Now, this rig here in the office does not have the big monster massive video card that the one in the living room has. So I keep my graphics on medium. Edge smoothing, I'm not worried about. I like for my 3D screen resolution to be high and my view distance to be high. If you're running on a laptop, now when I first started playing Sims, I was on a 17-inch laptop. I found if I hit laptop mode, it really adjusted the display and the graphics a lot better. It seemed to handle the laptop video card a lot better. It was a little slow. I'll give it that. I was running 16 gigs of RAM. So, I mean, it did okay. But I kind of keep everything else at a medium, and as you'll see here in a minute, on this rig, it does fine on video. Right, I hope that's at least clear as mud. On audio, now here's where you can really get some good adjustment in your game. I keep my voices and sound effects, UI sound, object, music, master volume up to 100%. Now, if I ever actually get into gameplay, I've noticed several other simmers will turn voices down to about 50%, I think. But for right now, I mean, out of the years I've been playing Sims, I actually like Simage. And there is, if you want to Google it, I did stumble upon a Simage to English conversion dictionary. It's out there. I was absolutely amazed. So, music, of course, the music I keep turned off because, well, obvious reason, the music rakes on what's left of my brain. And of course, music. Okay, well, I keep all of these enabled. This is the music that the Sims listen to on their radios, and if they're in world or whatever, I just don't even mess with that. And like I say, gameplay, weather, pack settings. I'm going to show you those once I get into game. That'll help you out there. But you can't get into those if you're just sitting at the home screen. Game camera. I leave this alone. The reason I do, sadly, I've never played Sims 3. I've never even pulled it up. I watch a lot of Simmers that play Sims 2 and Sims 3. I can see why they're jumping up and down and screaming about Sims 4. Me, I never had it, so I don't miss it. Edge scrolling, I hate edge scrolling on a multi-monitor system. As it says right there, edge scrolling enables the camera to move when the mouse cursor is near the edge of the screen. Edge scrolling, edge scrolling is only available in full screen. That drives me bananas. I do use the right mouse button for rotating the screen. Other than that, if I want to pan to the right or if I want to pan to the left, I use the right left arrow keys, because generally if I'm building, I'm all over the screen, and the last thing I want to do is run my mouse accidentally all the way over to the right or to the left and the screen take off and go out across the wild blue yonder. That's just me. You know. But that's, if you're wanting edge scrolling, if you don't like it, you want to turn it off, it's under game options, game camera. Click the check, apply changes. Now let me explain something. Usually, if I make a bunch of changes in here, I'll apply changes and go ahead and reboot the game. Okay? And that's just me. I'm an old computer tech from way back. I'm old school. Me, if you make a lot of changes on your computer, go ahead and reboot the stupid thing, then you don't have to worry about it. Screen capture. Some people use this and some people don't, right? Um, and I don't care if you see my path. I don't use screen capture anyway. If I want to screenshot something, I'll use the Windows 10 snipping tool and screenshot whatever I want to screenshot. So I really just don't use screen capture. I know people that do. They absolutely love it. But if I want to record something, I'm going to use OBS Studio and make the recording. And I hope I'm not going too fast. I mean, granted, later you can go back, rewind, replay, whatever. I'll be uploading this video to the YouTube channel. But, you know, I've got time sitting here. If anybody has any questions, if anybody happens to pop in, if you have any questions, whatever, maybe we can go back and visit it. Tutorial and tips, the only thing I keep turned on is enable help tips. You know, it is sometimes helpful to have these turned on even now, because if you disable tips, they will not appear to guide you through in Create a Sim, Build Mode, and the gallery. So there's too much that Enable Helpful Tips does. If you want to reset all of your tips, like, say, for example, you want your tips to start completely over, you click reset. I'm not going to click reset. I'll leave that to you. Other. Oh, boy. All right. So, I'm not going to go through each and every single solitary one of these game options and other. So I'm going to hit the highlights, right? Hide reported content. You'll notice I have that turned off, because sometimes the algorithms of the game will pick up on content that maybe it thinks has been reported or should be reported. And like I've told you guys before, we're all consenting adults here, you know. I have a age warning at the beginning of all of my videos, so we're liable to curse a little bit. You're liable to see a bikini or two. I did get all that fixed, by the way. I tested it just before we went live. Um, View custom content. Now, if you're going to run mods, I find it better if you're going to run mods of any kind, whether or not they have uh, scripts where it says right there, script mods allowed, whether or not they have scripts in them. I find sometimes that when I'm going through mods, if I find one I like, um, since I've converted this particular game from rated R plus to like PG 16 or PG 18 or something, whatever. I still make sure that scripting and current mods are on. Now, let's talk a little bit about your computer security. Right? This may bore the hell out of some people, but it may actually help some others. Be very careful where you download your mods and your scripted mods from. As this channel goes forward and I get more comfortable with using Twitch and, we get some more followers and what have you, I'll start going through some of the mods and sites and stuff that I use. And I mean, uh, the Simmer Delicacy and James, God, I never can pronounce her first name. Drives me crazy. Her and James have been around since Moby Dick was a minute. Love them both. Um, they do a lot of mods tutorials. And no, I'm not trying to run people off of my channel. But I also don't want newcomers to think that there's not a entire community out there to help you with your mods and with your scripting mods, right? And if you're crazy enough and you decide you want to become a modder for Sims, knock your socks off. Absolutely knock your socks off. In-game surveys, enough of computer security. I can go on and on all day about that. In-game surveys, I've never messed with in-game surveys. I mean, I've turned it off. I've run the game. I've turned it on. I've run the game and recreated the same processes over and over again, and I have just absolutely not found what difference it makes. Now, if somebody out there is smarter than me, which that's highly, highly easy to do when it comes to Sims, feel free to post it either here in the chat or over in the Spastic Simmer Discord. Enable keyboard dynamic lighting. This absolutely drives me bananas. Because if you don't have a lighted keyboard, which I don't, some of them are cool, but I'll let other people use them. Lighted keyboards distract me, and well, that's too easy to do. Coral, no. So I yep. Auto reconnect. I can. All right, come on. Auto. I told you. I just got to take my hand off the mouse. Auto reconnect. Leave it turned on because if you happen to drop connection to the internet and you're playing on a PC, your data and everything is saved to your PC except for your gallery. Your uploaded games and what have you to the cloud are on, well, not your games, not your saves, those are local. So when you back up your computer, you want to make sure you're backing up your your saved games and your mods. I back up the EA content under documents, and then I go down to program files to Oracle Games, and I make sure that folder is backing up as well. And of course, well, you can go through all of that. Up to you. Accessibility. Here's where you can set up certain accessibility. UI scale, make it larger, make it smaller, adjust the size of the UI, auto scale with OS. Sometimes this is turned on by default. I tend to turn it off because I'm a control freak. And, well, quite frankly, I like control of my own graphics. But anyhow, so that's your options. I didn't waste the 22 minutes of your time. So now, you know, seriously, guys, if anybody has any questions, stop me. Because I get to rambling and I'll start talking to myself here in a minute. And, well, here we go. So, I'm going to go ahead and start a new game. Game never been played before. Morph Makosa to you. So here's where you get started. Now, I'm gonna kind of run through this. I'm not going to harp on a whole lot of time on it, but I do want you guys to kind of understand, how to create your sim. You can you can spend hours in create a sim. Seriously. So, it says here, would you like to create a sim by create my story? I'm not going to go into my story. Have fun with that. If you click OK, it's going to take you through a boatload of organized questions where you're asked questions, you answer those questions, and it helps build the traits, the personality, all of the accents, and everything of your sim. I go, no thanks. So it has started me out with a default sim. You'll notice all of this up here is still blank up in the upper left-hand corner. Hello, my name is. Pick an aspiration. Aspirations are empty. Pick a trait is empty. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to click here under personality. And I want to make sure that it shows me a young adult. You can either, if you want them to be adult, not a whole lot changes, honestly, between young adult and adult. Something kind of happens to the UI and they seem to have a little more, what's the word, common sense maybe? And then there's elder. There's your elder. Ouch, yep, there goes the back. Boy, do I understand how that goes. And then, of course, you can choose the walk. Default walk style. Well, this is the standard walk style for an elder. You can put a little hop in the step, a little perky walk there. Now we're gonna be Miss Stubbed Nose, got her nose stuck up in the air. Swagger. Got that swagger going. Here we go with the feminine walk. Now she got them hips going. You go, girl. You looking all slick in your 60s there. Y'all know what would happen to me if I tried walking like that? I would absolutely break something. Tough walk. Oh, there's your tough. Yeah, you'd be thinking they're tough. Goofy. I don't understand how that's goofy. looks to me like just an elder walking.
Oh,
And then, of course, Sleepy. Boy, do I know how that goes.
hey.
Bouncy walk, got the
Oh,
bouncy
uh-huh.
going. And creepy. That's usually what your vampires use. That you'll see that creepy walk from time to time.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, yep, we're gonna go back to the standard
Oh,
default walk. I'm gonna make her a young adult.
and a prep kit up.
Yep,
Ah,
no sense in
Yabasani.
no sense in trying to make her older than I am. That'd be hard to do. But anyway,
Hmm.
so the first thing I want to do, and I'll be honest with you, sometimes, I mean, if you have a particular name you have in mind, like Annie, um, and then if you want to hit tab, uh, well, I guess I'll bring that into that. We'll call her Sim. So, I mean, you can type in a name, or you can let the system give her a name.
Ah.
Most of the times, if I'm building a household, unless I'm building, a married couple of whatever kind, you know, male, female, 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 whatever. Um, I just let the system pick the last name because generally the system's going to pick a last name that's not already in that particular Sims save that you have, and we're going to talk about saving here in a minute. So, before I ever start designing the clothing of my Sim,
Ah.
I want to pick her an aspiration. Um, you know, don't even get me started on that.
Ooh.
Um, nature, I'm an absolute nature lover, um, absolute tree hugger, uh, freelance phlebotomist. I am not going to go through all of these. I'm just going to click on outdoor enthusiast. And when you hover over it, it tells you
Hmm.
what that aspiration is about. And with that aspiration, they're going to have certain things that they have to do.
Ooh.
Ooh, she said. Oh. And here we go with the traits. Now, I don't know. I'm a little weird. Well, we know that. You can hover over each one of these traits, and it will tell you what kind of traits that your particular sim, the first trait, right? All right. This is under emotional. We have hobby, lifestyle, and social. Now, what always aggravated the hell out of me is why do I have three pick traits and then I have four sections in which to pick those traits? Drives me nuts. Or, if you're brave, you can have it randomized traits. And for my sim, because of the aspiration,
Ooh.
they chose insider, vegetarian, and child of the island. Of course, I do have Island Living Pack installed, so that tends to give her kind of a child of the island. But me being a control freak, I don't ever auto pick the traits unless I'm building a throwaway lot, you know. So let's go. Let's have a little fun. We're gonna make her a genius.
DZ Wog.
We're gonna make her a
Ah.
bookworm.
Uh-huh.
And not only that, we're gonna make her a neat freak.
Ah.
I like this. So anyway, just going through there and clicking them. Best thing to do is when you're first starting out, hover over them and just read what they say. I mean, hell, all the years I've been playing them, I still can't remember what each of them is. I have to hover over. But anyway, here we go. Right. So, what we're going to do is now, I will tell you now, I am running a mod that gives me four
Hmm.
four screens or 4 rows, 4 columns. Okay, the same amount of rows, but it gives me an extra column. Otherwise, your default game, if I remember correctly, only has 2 or 3 columns. Hell, I don't know. I've run this mod so long I couldn't even tell you how many uh, columns the original game has. I think it's either 2 or 3. Anyway, this gives you a little more view. Now, I did leave a couple of mods because I wanted you to see this. Any anything you're doing, anything you're in, anything you're building, CAS, Create Sim, CAS, whatever. You, if you've installed mods, they're going to have a wrench in the upper left-hand corner. Sometimes, sometimes the modder, if you hover over them, will either have their name and description in here. Some of them have it down here, like this one is Tamo. Um, no bow Tamo.
Ooh.
They got some really neat stuff. And I don't remember who this one is from, but it's kind of a. But anyway, you get the point. The daily wear, yeah, we'll go a little conventional there. So, if you want to add different
Ah.
clothings, right? Different options. Let's say you don't want everyday wear to be exactly the same. You click the up arrow right here, and if I can get my mouse to stay still, you click on plus, and it's going to bring you to another. It's going to bring you to another option number 2, right? And I mean, if you want to click on style, looks, um, you can go through and pick out different style looks that that Sims has already made up, right? Try the style,
Uh-huh.
whatever.
Garnouche.
I mean, they're kind of cute. They've got some really cool stuff. Um, I use it a lot on cold weather wear. Um, some people like to really get deep into the cold weather wear and boy, really do it up. And I generally don't worry about cold weather wear as long as my
Ooh.
sim doesn't freeze to death. But with this, your sim will have choices, and you will have choices
Ah.
of different clothes they can wear for daily wear. And of course, you can do the same thing um, for formal, right? And then of course there's athletic. There's all sorts of athletic wear, athletic tops, that you can do. They've got some full body outfits that really look nice. And some of them you'll notice are locked. It's because I have not done the unlock cheat. But you can choose different outfits for what you want. And of course, mine is still reeling, reeling from the mods I removed, but it'll work itself out. And of course, you got bedtime. Um, you can choose different bedtime outfits that you want. Party, swimwear. You can choose from the bathing suits, hot wear. Now, I want to warn you about something with hot wear, something that I found out the hard way. Your sim can die of heat stroke. If you're new to Sims or you've never experienced heat stroke, your sim can die of heat stroke. She said. And your sim can also freeze to death. Okay? Especially if you have the, there goes my brain, the, the pack that gives you weather. God. Seasons. That's it. Seasons pack. Folks, let me tell you, if there's ice on the ground and there's snow falling and it's cold outside and you don't have the correct outfit on, your sim will freeze to death. Yeah. So, now, if you wanted to add a sim to the family, like say maybe you wanted her to have a wife or a husband or a mate or a roommate, that's doable. You know, what I'm going to do just for educational purposes, and if you hover over each one of these, there's story mode. If you like story mode, there it is right there. You can spend hours in story mode. Here are your add a pet. If you wanted to add a cat or a dog or a DNA pet, mixed breed, there you go. Then of course you've got your occults, alien, vampire, mermaid, and of course your spellcaster. And these come with different packs, game packs, right? So if yours doesn't look exactly like mine does, then you're probably missing a pack or something like that. And then you can click here to add a sim from your gallery. So I'm going to tell it to connect. And I'm going to go over to my gallery. And this will give you a bit of a chance to maybe see some of the buildings I've worked on and worked with. There's the Spastic Simmer. Yep. And in case you're wondering, he was built by he was built by my wife. I just, quite frankly, don't have the patience to sit in CAS and spend that much time on Simmer. So, I'm gonna click on him, and I'm gonna tell it here, place in household, merge. Now, if you want to replace, right? If you've made it to CAS and you've already got a sim that someone has shared with you, and if someone has shared a sim with you, all you do is save it to your library, and you can, you've got your own sim there. Sims that you've created that you've uploaded to your gallery. We may do that a little later in a deeper tutorial. So I'm just going to click replace just because I'm mean that way. And there I am. The Spastic Simmer. Maybe I need to give him a cape. Maybe I don't. That'd be a little too much. But anyway, So I've created a sim, and you will notice the background that I have. And in this background, it doesn't look like your typical daily background, right? For in CAS, it's got that greenish color that melts the eyeballs. You can get CAS background mods of different types to put up here. I mean, I just happen to like this one because it's kind of cool. But I mean, the backgrounds are endless of people that create CAS backgrounds. Again, I say get your mods from a reputable modding source. And if you decide to hit me up on the Discord channel, you want some websites for modding the modders I use, that's cool. A lot of them, uh, there's a bunch of them. They sell early access to some of their mods. So that's that. All right. So what I'm going to do, and I noticed, looks like I've got 3 viewers. Nobody said hello, except for Cindy. Cindy, I don't know if you're back at the house yet. I know you had to go to the store. Um, do you have any questions so far? Like I said, I don't know if you made it back home yet. If you don't answer, uh, I'll assume you're still on the road. Don't you dare text and drive. Anyway, so I'm going to click play, and that's my guy. So at this point, I have a choice. You can either share your household on the gallery, which will share it to the gallery for everybody to see and use anything, ladies and gentlemen, or folks. I can't really use ladies and gentlemen anymore, but folks, if you share a build or a CAS sim creation, anything you share to the gallery is public. Everybody can see it. If you want to simply save a sim to your specific library, you click this button here and you click Save Household. And then you can put whatever. You notice it says modded. Why the hell it says modded, I don't know. But anyway, if you click this button here, it will save to your library and nowhere else. Keep that in mind. Anything you share, anything you save up to the gallery is viewable by everyone unless you share it with a specific user. And I'll go into that later. That's an animal of another color. But anyway, here we go. I'm gonna click play. I've had enough jibber jabber. I'm gonna click yes. And we hurry up and wait. Get your drink of coffee, grab you a cold beer or whatever you drink. Quit drinking beer a long time ago. Y'all drink one for me. So when you're starting a new play, a new game. Now, if you're reopening a game that you saved before, it's not going to give you the choice of what season you want to start in. I have found by my experience that it will only give you select a season to play in your first time that you're starting a new game. I strongly recommend you start in spring so you can go through spring, summer, and fall before it gets colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra. Again, this is why I made this an adult channel, because I tend to cuss like a sailor. But anyway, there you go. We're going to go spring. Da, da, da. We're going to click OK. Now comes the $1,000,000 choices. I have, like I showed you in the beginning of the stream, I have all of the packs and worlds that, to my knowledge, are currently available. I did, for the sake of streaming, I did remove the Brook Heights mod. And if you want to know what the Brook Heights mod is, um, a guy named Arnold, I think everybody calls him Arnie, he is an absolute amazing coder in the Sims game. He's built another world. He's built the mods to build in that world. You can Google Brook Heights for Sims 4, and you'll go through, watch his videos on YouTube. The guy is an absolute genius. But for the sake of streaming, I did remove that mod because most of us are going to be just going base game with a couple of mods in, right? So one of your default worlds, folks, is Willow Creek. Willow Creek comes with the game. And it's a cute little community. It's small. You have 1, 2, 3 empty lots that you can build on. Now, I'm not going to get into building 101 today, right? I wanted just to kind of get folks an idea of how to create a sim, how to get to a world, and now I'm going to show you how to get into a house, right? You notice if I hover over this lot right here, it says you cannot afford this lot. Look in the bottom left-hand corner of my screen. I only have 20,000 simoleons. And yes, Sims money is typically in the Sims community called simoleons. You want to know what a simoleon means? It's right there. Bastic Simmer has funds of 20,000 simoleons. Boy, what I could do with $20,000. So, okay, I can afford this lot. You notice if I hover over it, it's a residential. It's called Creek Cabana. It's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Nice little neighborhood. Okay. So I'm going to move into this household. I'm going to click it. You'll notice I have a moving truck over here in the bottom right-hand corner of my screen. I'm going to click that moving truck. I have a strong recommendation, folks, that if you're going to move to a lot, okay, to start out, always use furnished. Because if you choose bulldoze lot, it's going to move you on to an empty lot with absolutely nothing on it. And if I'm here tomorrow, that's probably where I'll pick up. You can go unfurnished. Now, this kind of broke my heart, okay? When I was first learning Sims, I thought I was going to be slick. I built a really cute, good looking Sim, and I was fixing to move her onto a lot. And I thought, you know, all I need is a basic lot because she's going to like get a job, learn, learn how to earn simoleons, earn a living, and furnish the place as you go along. No. Didn't work out that way. When I clicked on unfurnished, it didn't have a commode. It didn't, well, in Texas, we call it a commode, a toilet. It did not have a shower, a sink. It didn't have a kitchen. When you say unfurnished, folks, it is a dry cut shell. It is a shell house with absolutely nothing in it. When they say unfurnished, they mean nothing. So, I always click furnished. Ding. And if I like it and I want to do it, I click the check mark, purchase home. If I change my mind and decide I want to build my own property, I can click close, and I'll try to cover that tomorrow. Maybe not. I think I have an appointment tomorrow. I don't know. Before I get offline, I'll check and see if I have an appointment tomorrow to kind of give you guys an idea. So I'm going to click furnish, and we're going to click OK. Ding, there's the loading screen. That is called a plumb bob, by the way. Somebody asked me yesterday what that green diamond was. It's called a plumb bob. It it kind of shows what um, what your mood is. It kind of sort of a moodlet. You'll also see down here you've got some moodlets, and I think we're really going to go into some more of what you see inside the game once you're in the game tomorrow. Now you'll notice I'll go through all of these. All right, we'll go through all of these. How to get the camera so that it follows your sim around. Um, how to pause. How to click play. Um, Now he's going to go into his new house for the first time, and I'm going to pull up all of the walls so that you can kind of see it from his point of view. Now, here's the fun part. This may drive some of you crazy. I'm going to Shift Tab, and I am in first person mode. Shift Tab, first person mode. Now you're seeing exactly what your house looks like from within inside your sim. We may be using that a lot tomorrow. Right. To get out of it, you hit escape. And I want to be sure. Okay, so it looks like for some reason Uplink has kind of gone stupid. I'm only getting about 30 frames per second. I apologize for that. My ISP may have burped. There we go. Looks like it's doing what it needs to now. Okay. So we went through CAS. CAS is Create a Sim. You'll notice I'm getting a phone call down here in the bottom right hand corner. Have you been to Black Spire yet? Outpost in Bluetooth. We'll talk about phone calls, and we'll talk about notifications. Notifications are very, very, very important. And we'll cover all of this. We'll cover as much as we can tomorrow. Right now, like I say, I think the best place for me to start is introducing the way I play Sims, introducing the way I build, some of the shortcuts, some of the mods that I use in game. Um, I tend to typically not play the game. I love to build. I love to mod things. Most of my modification comes in during builds and furnishings. So, at any rate, uh, we will kind of try to address that tomorrow. So what do we want to do now in order to get out of your game? Now, this is something that a lot of people make their mistake. Normally, with a game or a program or anything, when you're done, you usually just click X. Right? Generally, you just click X. You will absolutely foobar yourself if you click X. Sometimes it'll ask you to save, sometimes it won't, sometimes Sims will crash, which all of that work you've done is not saved anywhere generally unless you've saved. You'll notice I haven't saved since we started. So I'm going to click the three dots and I'm going to tell this save as. You do not have to do this. You can just do a universal save and it'll put the date on it and all of that. Me, I like to name my saves. Again, I'm a control freak. So I'm going to hit save as. You'll notice my game. I'm going to quad click in there. I'm going to back that out. And I'm just going to call it Sims Training. If I can get my fingers to type, and if I misspell training, get used to it, because folks, I'll tell you, I can't spell my way out of a wet paper bag. I'm going to come down here, and I can, at this point, I can either click save or I can hit enter and then hit save. It doesn't make any difference. I'm going to click save. And now I'm going to exit my game. And it's going to ask me again to save and exit. So I'm going to tell it yes. And it's going to close the game. And it's going to bring me back to my desktop. Right. Well, for some of you, that may have been long and drawn out. Hopefully some of you it helped. I didn't want to start streaming, just going willy-nilly into builds without explaining anything else. So if you have any questions, you can go to my channel here in Twitch. You can go and click follow and like on the Facebook page. Click subscribe and like or dislike on the YouTube page. And by all means, follow us here on Twitch. And over time, if you guys decide you want to become a subscriber, have at it. By all means, every penny helps. And as soon as the upstream pitches up, for some reason I don't know why it's going bananas, but it is absolutely having a problem. There we are. Okay. Well, anyway, folks, I want to appreciate you for joining. Those of you that watched and those of you that may watch later, I hope I didn't bore you too bad. I like to have fun. I tend to sometimes cuss like a sailor, but that's okay. It's all good. So, I mean, hey, thank you for joining. Um, we will we'll see you next time, I hope, right here on the Spastic. So, wait, oh boy. All right, hang tight, just a moment. I need to look at my calendar for tomorrow and see if I have. Come on, Windows. What the hell are you doing? Drives me nuts. Go away. Okay, so tomorrow for me is Wednesday the 14th. I, as far as I know, have no appointments tomorrow. Wait, what the hell? Today's, what's today? Today's Tuesday. Oh my God, I got a memory like a sieve. So, yeah, tomorrow is Wednesday the 14th. As far as I can tell, I got nothing going on tomorrow. So, without further ado, folks, I will let you get back to your happily daily scheduled chaos. And we'll see you next time right here on the Spastic Simmer.